Now let's flip our screen, apply the glue again, use a hairdryer, wait 10 minutes, and go straight to the press. Why do we go to the press first before going to the weaving machine? Because since the screen is really full, notice that the tape, right, the masking tape, it's not connected to the one underneath. So if I take the screen as it is, apply glue to the other side, and go straight to the machine, the stitching will mess up all our work. It will end up damaging this base. So I need to, make this base thinner in the press, heat it up, make it more secure, and only then do we go to the sewing machine. After that, we'll come back here again and apply another coat of glue. So let's remove the screen and flip it over. Be very careful, okay guys? Always look for the one on the bottom. See? Always look for the very first one underneath. That way you don't take any risks. But what I like to do is remove these parts that are bothering me. Be careful not to cut the hair. Now let's just apply some more glue to the surface. For this side, just one coat of glue is enough, right? Just one time is all we need because we already put plenty of glue on the other side. So here it's just on this surface area. Remove this here. Put it over here because I always like to apply it right on top of this gray strip. I am going to carefully grab the non-stick parchment paper and then tear off a small piece. With this much shinier side, I am now going to carefully fold it precisely like this, right? I will make sure to align the edges perfectly for a clean and crisp fold. And here I place my mesh in the middle. I turn on my press. I check if everything's right, and then I leave it for 8 seconds. Starts counting down, right, from 8 down to now it's going, it's already heated up, now it's cooling down. Spends 20 seconds, cooling down. So it stays 8 seconds heating up to 140 degrees. Then it goes cooling down for 20 seconds. When it beeps, it's time to remove it. All right, I'm going to remove the mesh. Ideally, you should wait for the mesh to cool down a bit. It's not good to start pulling it right away so you don't damage it here, see? Look at how the mesh turned out. Now it's ready for us to start sewing, okay? If I had started sewing right away, I would have ended up damaging our glue, our base. Now I'm going to do it on the other one. Now let's secure our thread with the sewing machine. After that, we'll apply another very thin layer of glue on both sides. And then we'll fold it and once again use the sewing machine to finish our mesh. So, shall we get started? Now, folks, let's head to the sewing machine. I don't know if you remember how it works. Yeah, like I mentioned before, this is at 1 millimeter. Okay. If I carefully fold it precisely in half right here, you can clearly see it already forms a very distinct and noticeable crease right here. See? There you go. If I fold it perfectly in half, it will be perfectly centered. It will be exactly 1/2 centimeter, just like we extensively talked about earlier here. Look, precisely 1/2 centimeter. Oh, Jorge, what if I want to make it a bit thinner? Just make it a little thinner here. See? You just leave the tip. If you want to make it a bit bigger, just give it a little more distance. It's up to you how much you want. You just can't make it too thin either, because then the stitching will go over the double-sided tape and it won't look good. The stitching can't go over the double-sided tape. You can just leave a little tip here. But since the canvas is a full canvas, I still recommend that you leave at least 1/2 centimeter. For the American tip, 1/2 centimeter here is perfect, guys. Half, let's go with half. Half look even less than half. So let's fill it up, okay? Let's add several stitches so you'll understand better. What are we going to do? Let's follow along. Let's focus this straight line on this tip here. Look. Okay. The straight line with this tip here. Watch closely, okay? I'm going to go really slowly so you can understand. Notice that I'm using this straight line here as my reference. See? Check it out. But now I'm going to stretch my hand a bit. I'm going to stretch it more. Not too hard so you don't break the needle or snap the thread. Okay? There, I finished the first line. Cut it. Notice how straight the line is, see? Now I'm going to place one line next to the other until I reach up here. I'll go really slowly so you can understand. Now I start to put the thread on this guide here. So I always use the end of the presser foot as my guide. Every time I place this thread to my eyes, it has to be right here on this guide. You can do it another way too, guys. I'll show you. When you finish here, you can do this look. You sink the thread, turn it, and pull it to the other side. Feed it under the presser foot and pull it to the other side too, see? Just turn it. Then you can do this really quickly. what happens? Notice that there's a gap, right, between one seam and the other. So you just go in and add to the spots that are a bit empty. First, I sew all the areas I want. Then I just go back and fill in the gaps, the empty spots. Look, if you pull it, don't be stingy with the stitching. Ideally, you shouldn't keep sewing over the same spot because otherwise your base will get even thicker. The best thing is to always pay attention and place the stitches where there aren't any yet. If this much hair is getting in the way, you can trim it so it doesn't end up in the seam. Look how empty it is here. I'm going to put it here. I know some people are going to ask me, how many times should I pass the thread through? Guys, I don't count because it's a lot. So ideally, you should make it really full, as filled in as possible, okay? Here it's filled in, but as you get here, it starts to open up a bit. So I just grab from the middle here, see, and keep filling it in. Got it? Do you understand? Here, this amount is already perfect to turn over. But for me to turn it over now, I need to apply a bit of glue. Why? So that when I turn it over, the glue I put here will stick to the other side, and when I take it to the press, it will hold well. So here it's good already. I'm going to do the same on the other one, okay? I'm going to speed things up, otherwise the video will get too long. I'm going to do the same thing on this one as I did on that one. Okay. And then we'll apply glue and go back to the sewing machine to make the fold. All done. Here it's just right now. Now let's apply a very thin layer of glue here and on the other side. Then we'll go back to the machine, finish our fold, and after that we'll go to the press to do the finishing. I'm going to apply the glue right here at the machine. That's why I put this gray tape. Like I said, you don't need a lot of glue, okay? You don't need much glue. It's just a really thin layer on one side and the other. So let's wait 10 minutes and I'll be right back at the sewing machine.